Welcome to Godwin Finance. My name is Chris Godwin. I'm a mortgage broker based here in Sutherland Shire, and this is just a quick introduction to what we do here and why we have so many 5-star reviews. Now, the reason is that a lot of people who are looking to purchase property come into the situation with the view that the home loan application process is just filling out a form and getting it into the lender for approval. But what we know is actually it's not that simple. It's more about having an application that suits a lender's policy before the application is submitted. So, for example, if you went to your current bank and applied for a home loan, then it may be approved or it may not. It depends on your situation. And the more little things that you have that complicate the application. So, for example, maybe you haven't been in your employment for that long. Maybe you don't have a really big deposit. Maybe you have a family member who wants to guarantee your loan. Maybe you're buying vacant land and you'll be constructing a house. There's so many different little complicating factors that come into it. And what we find is that different lenders have different policies and different things that they're interested in. And when you apply to them, if you don't fit within their policy, then there's a good chance that they won't accept your application or they'll decline your application. Now, what we do is we take your situation and assess your application in full before we choose a lender, because we don't know which lenders are going to consider your application within policy until we've done an assessment. So what we do is we look at your credit file, we look at your transaction statements, we look at the type of property that you're thinking about buying and what will be involved in that. We look at what sort of deposit you've got, if you've got someone that wants to help you to purchase, if you're getting a gift, a guarantee, if you need to have paid lender's mortgage insurance, because different lenders could be insured with different insurance companies. There could be different premiums. There's just so many factors to take into account before we even get to deciding on what type of product you want. And that's really where we provide the most value, is figuring out which lenders will be happy to accept your application before we go down the road of, okay, what's the best product for you, and out of those products, which one is the most competitive? That's something that comes a bit later. If you want to be represented by Godwin Finance, then all you need to do is go to the booking page and book in a time, and I'll have a quick 10-minute chat with you, run through what the lender's looking for, ask you a few questions about your situation, and really get an idea of how many potential lender options you would have. As I said, the more complicated it is, usually the less lender options you'll have. The less complicated it is, the more options you will have, but we won't know until we go through and do that assessment. If it sounds like we will be able to provide some value to you, then we'll just book in a time where you can come in to the office and we'll go through everything in a lot more detail. Now, if you're still not sure if what we do here would be valuable to you, you can go into the services section and just have a look at the different types of complications that we help with. There's a list of them in there and a bit of an explanation of what we do for each sort of complication or issue that comes up, and how we figure out which lenders are going to accept your application. And just on that note, basically we have access to lenders' policies or guidelines. So when we're putting an application together, we already know usually what the lenders accept and what they don't. We're up to date with all of that, but we can also access their policy documents if they're made available to us, and go through and just have a look at what they're happy to accept and what they're not happy to accept. And that goes for, even if you're applying to your own lender, it's great to be represented by a company like Godwin Finance, because we can figure out what your lender likes, as long as they're on our panel, which we have, I think, 30 plus. We have maybe even 40, almost 40 lenders on our panel. We can go in and have a look at what they're happy to accept. And obviously we can compare, if they will accept your application, we compare what they're happy to offer you with other lenders. Our process also includes negotiating interest rates and structuring the different loan products or the product that you want, what's most suitable to you. And obviously we give very detailed advice on what we think you should do based on your situation. And you can take that advice, or you can, we'll give you a few options. You can take that advice. You can say, actually, we prefer option 2 or 3, and then whichever one that is, we then package that up for you in a way that the lender is going to really feel like they're getting your application on silver platter. Everything's done. They just need to tick and flick. If they do have any questions, they will contact us and ask to clarify that, and we just handle that on your behalf. If there's anything else that we don't really know, if it's something left field, then obviously we contact you and say, hey, the lender's asked this, and we prepare a professional response to any questions that they have, and make sure that we cover off everything so that your application is very professional to them and very attractive. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have for my intro. And again, my name is Chris Godwin, and if you have any questions, please just book in a time to have a chat. You can try calling me. If I'm available, I'll pick up straight away. If not, I'll call you back as soon as I can. And have a great day.